Hello. What if I told you that some of the foods you eat every single day, foods that seem harmless or even healthy, are secretly attacking your bones? Quietly, slowly, they are weakening your skeleton from the inside out. They are making you more fragile, more likely to suffer a painful break, and stealing your independence for the future. This isn't about rare or exotic ingredients. These are common items found in almost every kitchen and grocery cart. Most people eat them regularly, totally unaware of the hidden danger they pose to their bone health. It's a silent problem, often not noticed until it's too late. Many believe they are doing everything right, choosing popular foods, but these choices are actually leading them down a path to weaker bones and a more limited life. It's a shocking truth, but once you know it, you can take control. My name is John Miller. I've spent over 30 years as a health specialist, working with countless men and women who faced the challenge of weakening bones. I've seen the worry in their eyes, the fear of losing their strength, and the pain of fractures that could have been avoided. My goal has always been to share practical, real-life solutions. What I'm about to tell you comes from years of experience and is based on what truly works to protect and build strong bones. This isn't just theory. It's the vital information many people miss, information that can save you from future pain and keep you strong and independent. In this video, I will reveal the 5 common foods that are quietly destroying your bones. More importantly, I will show you simple, easy swaps you can make today to turn things around. You'll learn how to stop the damage and start building stronger, healthier bones. Stay with me because the last food on this list is perhaps the most surprising one, something almost everyone consumes daily without a second thought, believing it's perfectly fine. Before we dive into these critical details, if you care about keeping your bones strong, staying independent, and avoiding painful fractures as you age, please hit that subscribe button right now. And make sure to click the bell icon too. That way, you'll never miss another important health tip from me. Tips designed to empower you with knowledge for a stronger, healthier life. And I love to hear from you. After watching this video, what's one food you used to think was healthy but are now starting to question? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps me create content that truly speaks to your needs. Understanding bone health, the silent battle. Let's start by understanding our bones. Many people think of bones as just hard, unchanging structures like a house frame, but that's not true at all. Your bones are alive. They are constantly changing, constantly rebuilding themselves. Think of your bones as a living bank account for minerals like calcium and magnesium. Your body deposits these minerals into your bones to keep them strong, and it can also withdraw them when needed for other body functions. This process happens all the time. So why does bone health matter so much? It's about so much more than just avoiding a broken arm or leg. Strong bones mean independence. They mean you can walk, run, play with your grandchildren, and do all the things you love without fear. They give you good posture and protect your inner organs. When your bones get weak, even a small fall can lead to a serious fracture. And for older adults, a hip fracture can often mean losing independence, facing long recovery times, and greatly affecting your quality of life. The problem is, bone weakening, often called osteoporosis, is a silent disease. You usually don't feel it happening until a bone breaks. What we eat plays a huge role in this silent battle. Your bones need specific building blocks from your food, like calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin K2, to stay strong. But here's the hidden danger. Some foods don't just lack these good things. They actively work against your bones. They can steal minerals from your bones, stop your body from absorbing important nutrients, or create a harmful environment that makes your bones weaker over time. It's like having tiny termites eating away at the foundation of your house, and you don't even know it. Understanding which foods do this is your first step to fighting back and building a stronger, more resilient skeleton. Food number 1. The calcium thief, soda/soft drinks. The first food that quietly destroys your bones is a very common drink. Soda or soft drinks. Think about how many people drink these every day. They seem innocent enough, a refreshing bubbly treat. But for your bones, they are a real enemy. I remember a patient named Maria. She was in her late 40s, a busy mother, always on the go. She exercised regularly and tried to eat healthy overall. but she drank several cans of diet soda every day. She said it gave her energy and was her little treat. When she had an unexpected wrist fracture from a minor fall, her doctor was surprised. Further tests showed she had lower bone density than expected for her age. She was shocked. She thought diet soda was harmless, just water with flavor. Here's why soda is a silent bone destroyer. Many sodas, especially dark-colored ones, contain something called phosphoric acid. This acid doesn't just add a tangy taste. It throws your body's natural balance out of whack. Your body needs to keep a very specific level of calcium in your blood. If phosphoric acid enters your system, your body might react by taking calcium out of your bones to try and balance things out. It's like your bones are making an emergency calcium loan to your blood, but they never get it back. Over time, this constant borrowing without repayment means your bones get depleted. They lose their strength. On top of that, many sodas are loaded with sugar. Even diet sodas with artificial sweeteners can indirectly cause problems. High sugar intake can lead to more inflammation in the body, which isn't good for bones. Plus, when you fill up on soda, you're usually not drinking healthier bone-friendly drinks like water or milk, so you miss out on essential nutrients. It's a double whammy for your bones. For Maria, stopping her daily soda habit was tough at first. She slowly switched to plain water, sometimes with a slice of lemon or cucumber for flavor. After a few months, she not only felt more hydrated and had fewer headaches, but her next bone density scan showed that her bone loss had stopped. Her body was finally able to hold onto its calcium. It was a simple swap, but it saved her bones from further damage. The lesson here is clear. Those bubbly drinks might seem like a small pleasure, but they can secretly chip away at your bone strength. Food number 2. The inflammatory sugar bomb, processed pastries/candies. The second group of foods quietly destroying your bones are the inflammatory sugar bombs. I'm talking about processed pastries, cookies, cakes, candy bars, and anything loaded with added sugars and refined flours. These are the sweet treats many of us reach for daily, thinking they're just a harmless indulgence. But they're creating a secret battlefield inside your body, and your bones are taking a hit. Consider Frank. He was a kind, cheerful man in his 60s who loved his daily donut with coffee. He also had a sweet tooth for cookies and often had candy around. He started to experience nagging aches in his joints and found that even small bumps would leave him with long-lasting bruises. He also noticed that minor cuts or scrapes took a very long time to heal. He didn't connect it to his diet until we reviewed it. He was pouring sugar into his body constantly. Here's the problem. Excessive sugar and refined carbs cause something called chronic inflammation in your body. This isn't the good kind of inflammation you get when you twist your ankle and it swells to heal. This is a low-grade, constant fire burning inside, damaging cells and tissues everywhere, including your bones. When your body is always inflamed, it struggles to repair itself, and it can also interfere with the natural bone remodeling process. It means your body is too busy dealing with the inflammation to properly build new, strong bone. Think of your bones as constantly rebuilding like a construction site. When you consume too much sugar, it's like throwing sand in the gears of that construction. The bone-building cells can't work properly. Plus, sugar can reduce the absorption of vital bone-building nutrients like calcium and magnesium, even if you are eating healthy foods. It creates a nutrient desert for your bones. For Frank, giving up his daily donut and cutting back drastically on other sugary treats was a real challenge. We found healthier alternatives like a piece of fruit or a small handful of nuts for his cravings. Over time, his aches lessened, his bruises healed faster, and he just felt a general sense of strength he hadn't had before. His bones were finally getting a break from the constant inflammation. It was a clear reminder that those sweet, comforting treats are often hiding a bitter truth for your bones. Food number 3. The salt overload, processed meats/snacks. The third category of foods that silently hurt your bones is anything with too much salt, especially processed meats and salty snacks. Many people think salt is just about blood pressure, but it's a major player in bone health too. Think about packaged deli meats, frozen dinners, instant soups, chips, and many restaurant meals. These are often loaded with hidden sodium. I once worked with a gentleman named George, a retired truck driver in his late 70s. He loved salty snacks and often relied on frozen meals because they were easy. He was diagnosed with early bone thinning. He drank milk and took calcium supplements, so he was confused. He thought he was doing everything right. We looked at his food diary, and the amount of hidden salt was staggering. Here's why too much salt is bad for your bones. When you consume a lot of sodium, your kidneys work hard to get rid of the extra salt through your urine. But here's the catch. As your kidneys flush out sodium, they also tend to take calcium with it. For every 2,300 milligrams of sodium you eat, you can lose up to 40 milligrams of calcium. That might not sound like a lot, but if you're eating high-sodium foods every day, that loss adds up over months and years. It's like having a slow leak in your calcium bank account. This calcium drain means less calcium is available for your bones to use for rebuilding and staying strong. Your bones are constantly losing and gaining minerals, but if you're always losing more than you gain because of too much salt, your bones become weaker and more brittle. Many processed foods pack a punch of salt you wouldn't expect, disguised in flavorings and preservatives. George, after understanding this, started reading food labels carefully. He reduced his processed food intake significantly. He began cooking more at home, using herbs and spices for flavor instead of salt. He also made sure to drink more plain water. Slowly, his bone health stabilized, and he felt a general improvement in his body. It was a tough change for him, as he loved the convenience of salty foods, but the thought of protecting his bones motivated him. The simple truth is, while a little salt is necessary, too much of it can be a silent enemy to your skeleton. Food number 4. The phytate and oxalate problem. Unsoaked grains/excess raw spinach. Our fourth group of foods can be tricky because they are often thought of as healthy. These are foods high in compounds called phytates and oxalates, which can sometimes interfere with your body's ability to absorb bone-building minerals. I'm talking about things like unsoaked whole grains, like oats or brown rice, beans, lentils, and even certain vegetables like raw spinach, rhubarb, and beet greens when eaten in very large amounts or exclusively. I had a patient named David, a very health-conscious man in his 50s. He ate a huge spinach salad every day, often combined with beans, and he loved his morning oatmeal with whole grains. He was doing everything he thought was right for his health. Yet, he started experiencing fatigue, and his doctor found that his magnesium and calcium levels were lower than they should be, and he had some early signs of bone loss. He was shocked, as he was eating what he considered a perfect diet. Here's the problem: phytates, found in grains, legumes, nuts, and oxalates, found in spinach, rhubarb, beet greens, cocoa, are natural plant compounds. They're not bad on their own, and these foods have many benefits. However, in certain forms or very large quantities, they can bind to important minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc in your gut. This binding makes it harder for your body to absorb these minerals. So, even if you're eating foods rich in calcium, if they're consumed with a high amount of phytates or oxalates, your body might not get all the calcium it needs for your bones. It's like having food with money in it, but the money is glued down so you can't pick it up. Now, it's important to understand this isn't a reason to avoid these foods entirely. They offer many other health benefits. The key is balance and proper preparation. For David, the solution was not to stop eating these foods, but to adjust how he ate them. We focused on proper preparation methods. For grains and legumes, we talked about soaking and sprouting. Soaking grains overnight before cooking, for example, can significantly reduce their phytate content, making minerals more available. For vegetables like spinach, I advised him to lightly cook them instead of always eating them raw in huge salads. Cooking helps break down oxalates. We also diversified his diet, so he wasn't relying on just one or two healthy foods for his mineral intake. By making these simple adjustments, David's mineral levels improved and his bone health stabilized. It shows that even healthy foods, when consumed without attention to how they are prepared or in what amounts, can have unexpected impacts on your bones. It's about being smart with your food, not eliminating whole healthy groups. Food number 5. The calcium blocker, excessive coffee/alcohol. The fifth and perhaps most surprising culprits that can quietly destroy your bones are two very common habits: excessive coffee and alcohol consumption. Many people enjoy their morning coffee and an evening drink, often daily, without ever thinking about how these habits might be affecting their bones. I remember a patient named Sarah, a very active woman in her late 60s. She exercised, ate well, and took her supplements. But she drank 6 to 8 cups of strong coffee a day and had 2 to 3 glasses of wine every evening. She was diagnosed with osteoporosis, and she couldn't understand why, given her healthy lifestyle. She was very reluctant to cut back on her coffee and wine, as they were deeply ingrained habits. Here's why excessive coffee and alcohol can be silent bone destroyers. Excessive coffee. Caffeine, found in coffee, can slightly increase the amount of calcium that your body loses through urine. While a single cup of coffee likely won't make a big difference, multiple cups throughout the day, especially if your calcium intake from food is already low, can lead to a net loss of calcium over time. It's like flushing away a tiny bit of your bone building blocks every time you use the restroom. The key word here is excessive. A cup or 2 is usually fine, but continuously high intake can be problematic for bone density, particularly in women and those with lower calcium intake. Excessive alcohol. Alcohol's impact on bones is more complex and usually more damaging. Alcohol interferes with your body's ability to absorb calcium and vitamin D, both vital for bone health. It also affects the liver, which plays a role in activating vitamin D. Furthermore, alcohol can directly harm the bone-forming cells in your body and disrupt hormone levels that are important for bone strength. Heavy alcohol use can even increase your risk of falls, which is devastating for already weakened bones. It's a triple threat to your skeletal system. For Sarah, making changes to her coffee and alcohol habits was a journey. We didn't ask her to stop entirely overnight. Instead, we focused on moderation. She cut back to 2 cups of coffee a day and found that by replacing other cups with herbal tea, her energy actually became more stable. For alcohol, she reduced her intake to 1 glass a few nights a week and focused on other relaxing activities like reading or gentle stretching. Over several months, her bone density scans showed improvement, and she felt generally healthier. She realized that these daily comforts, while enjoyable, were quietly working against her bone health. The message here is about balance and being aware of how much is too much for your bones. Building strong bones, practical daily fixes, and empowerment. Learning about these hidden dangers can be surprising, even upsetting. You might feel like you've been doing something wrong, but don't blame yourself. The important thing is that now you know. And with knowledge comes power. You have the power to stop the damage and start building stronger bones today. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight, but consistent, small steps will lead to big improvements. Here are some practical daily fixes to empower you. Review your kitchen. Go through your pantry and fridge. Identify the 5 foods we talked about. You don't have to throw everything out at once, but start by reducing their presence. Make strategic swaps. Instead of soda, reach for water, sparkling water with lemon, or unsweetened herbal tea. Swap sugary pastries for a piece of fruit, a handful of nuts, or a small square of dark chocolate. Reduce processed meats and salty snacks. Cook more fresh meals at home, using herbs and spices for flavor. For grains and legumes, try soaking them before cooking to reduce phytates. Lightly cook high-oxalate vegetables like spinach. Moderate your coffee intake. Choose 1 or 2 cups of coffee, and swap other cups for decaf or herbal teas. Limit alcohol consumption. Focus on bone builders. Actively include foods rich in calcium, like leafy greens, fortified plant milks, salmon, sardines, vitamin D, fatty fish, fortified foods, sunlight, and vitamin K2, fermented foods, some cheeses, egg yolks, in your diet. These nutrients are the true building blocks your bones crave. Get moving. Your bones need stress to get stronger. Engage in weight-bearing exercise daily. This means any activity where your body works against gravity. Walking, jogging, dancing, hiking, and climbing stairs are excellent. Even standing and doing light exercises can help. These activities signal to your bones that they need to be stronger. Embrace sunlight. Spend a little time outdoors each day to get natural vitamin D from the sun. Just 10 to 15 minutes on your skin, without sunscreen, if appropriate for your skin type and sun exposure, can help your body produce this vital bone-building vitamin. Your bone health is directly linked to your independence, your mobility, and your overall quality of life as you age. Strong bones mean you can continue to enjoy your life without fear of weakness or fragility. It means you can travel, play with your grandchildren, pursue your passions, and maintain your freedom. So please take this knowledge and turn it into action today. Not next week, not tomorrow, but right now. Start by choosing one small swap. Clean out some of those bone-destroying foods. Bring in more bone-building ones. Drink more water. Take a walk. These consistent daily choices are small acts of power. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel confident. You deserve to live a full, vibrant life at any age. Your story isn't over. Your best years, filled with strength and independence, can still be ahead of you. It's just getting started.